Senator John Thune is sending a letter to Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg. He wants an explanation. Why are news stories being purposely skewed left on Facebook and away from right-leaning websites? Former Congressman Ron Paul of Texas is with us. Congressman, I would have thought that you would oppose a lawmaker getting involved in the affairs of a private company. You would oppose what Senator Thune is doing. Am I right?
Well, I don't know what his letter says, but I would be certainly oppose, you're correct, at the government, the Congress, or anybody else trying to restrain Facebook by getting out information. If that is true, it's good to know that. And I think people can deface don't work with Facebook. But it's sort of like realizing that the New York Times is a biased newspaper and take it into consideration, but you don't regulate those individuals that do this. Right. But, you know, I think Facebook actually started all this because Silicon Valley is part of the deep state. They do want regulations. They want exemptions from lawsuits. So they come and they lobby Congress to get protection so that they can deal and also participate in the government spying on us. So I think that's really a big problem. But to write a letter, I have no idea what he said, but they should not get involved in regulating Facebook.
Right. I mean, don't regulate, but expose what they're doing. There's nothing wrong with that. But regulate, that's another story entirely. I think we're on each other's same page here, Congressman. That's pretty good stuff. I want you to listen to what Paul Ryan said earlier today. This is about his meeting tomorrow with Donald Trump. Listen in.
I really believe that if we're going to be successful this fall, we have to unify our party. We have to go forward with a positive message that Americans see that we have solutions to their problems. When 7 out of 10 Americans don't like the path that this country is on, and Hillary Clinton is basically promising to keep going down the same path, we have an obligation to merge and to unify around our common principles to offer this country a choice, a better way forward, and that's going to take some party unification to do that.
Well, the theme there was obviously unify, come together, and that's the exact opposite of the idea of a third-party run. And Congressman Paul, I believe you said that a third party is purely a dream for this election cycle. You want to explain that one?
Well, I don't think it's going to happen. It's a little late, and the system is biased against it. But this is one area where I tend to agree with Trump. I don't agree with him very much. But, you know, he says, I don't need a unification. But I believe in unification, but I'm much more interested in unifying the country on principles of liberty and shrinking government. And therefore, the Republican Party has failed. I've been a Republican for a long time, and I did my best, but government never shrinks. They just say the same thing over and over again. I want to shrink government.
Trump would shrink government? I mean, the extension of government, do you think Trump would shrink it?
No, I think he'll expand it just like all the rest of them do it. So I'm not very happy. But what I'm saying is when Trump said that, he says, I don't need to unify the Republican Party. Unify the Republican Party on all those old principles that they have dealt with, where they have fibbed to the people saying we're going to do this, get rid of the Department of Education and not make any attempt to do it. So I think that is where the problem is. But I want unification on principles of what this country is all about and why individual liberty is the answer and free markets is the answer. A different foreign policy is the answer. Not unifying ourselves around the neoconservatives who really control the Republican Party. That's my big concern.
Congressman, you are a welcome guest on this program because you are very popular on this program. We like that. Ron Paul, thank you very much for being with us, sir. We do appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Sure.